Hey, what's going on here at PAX East 2012 in Boston? You know, when we go to PAX Prime, we love to go and look at the PAX 10, bunch of indie games. They're very cool to check out. They don't have a PAX 10 here at PAX East. That's a lot of PAXs. But we do have the Indie Mega booth. A bunch of guys rolled up together and formed their own huge booth. We're actually in the booth right now. We're going to go talk to a bunch of the folks and see what games they're showing off. We've got some friendly faces, some familiar ones, and some fresh ones. Let's go check it out. All right, first stop here at Ska Studios. You guys are showing off Charlie Murder again. How you doing, dude?
Great, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's new since we saw you at PAX Prime 2011? We had that quick look that we did on the floor, real Renegade style. What's new with the game, man?
We actually have redone like a ton of art, and it's a little weird. Like I wish we could have done it with the original quick look with the better art, but we've been going through and just like revamping everything. Cleaning up a lot of stuff. The Twitter works better now, if you remember that.
I do.
Yeah, we have all these kind of neat little functions you can do. Like you can take pictures with your phone now and find hidden items that way.
I thought the game looked like it was damn near done the last time we saw it, but you guys have been doing a ton of work on it anyway.
Yeah, no, it's still a ways off. And it's I think like technically I've been working on it for like 3 years now, which is I've had like a million hiatuses on it, but now it's like it's cool. We can be like all full speed and just like making content and yeah.
Next time you guys are in San Francisco, come by. We'll do another quick look. Cool?
Yeah, I will take you up on that.
All right, now we are here at Carbon Games with James Green, creative director of AirMech. James, how you doing, sir?
Really great.
So tell us a little bit about your game, man. I hear some interesting stuff.
Well, this is AirMech. It's an action RTS, a little bit of MOBA, a little bit of classic games. Some people see the old references. I consider it a hybrid of everything that I love about games all rolled into one game.
I'm going to say just Herzog Zwei is what I see right off the bat because I'm old.
You said it, and yeah, I can't deny.
You don't have to.
20 years ago, I fell in love with that game. I always wondered how nobody picked up on the fact that the console on an RTS was solved 20 years ago.
Yeah, before there was an RTS. I remember that was like the first mind-blowing Genesis game I ever played.
Yeah, so that was a big inspiration of this. And then in modern day, with all these Dota games sprouting up, it's like, actually, it's such a great fit. Like the AirMech's map onto the hero system, free-to-play, unlock units, like we love it.
Now you guys have an interesting rollout plan for this. You guys are starting on the Google Chrome web store, is that right?
Yeah, we wanted to have the lowest common denominator platforms gone first. So, we've got Android even, there's the Chrome, it's OpenGL ES2, it's a great foundation. I don't want to get too technical about it, but it's like hit the lowest side of things first, and then everything else is cake after that.
Fantastic. Is there a way that people can play this game right now?
You can play it right now, just search for AirMech. You go to airmech.com, basically it'll throw you into a game.
All right, and we're back here with a pink, pink we call this fuchsia. What color is this, Alexander?
I think when I dyed it, it was called hot pink.
Hot pink, you've got a flashy look here going. Alexander Bruce, the genius behind Antichamber, the most confusing game of the PAX 10, and now you're here at the Mega Indie booth.
I am. So I was in the PAX 10 last year, and I had to come back to PAX East. This time I had to pay, unfortunately, but, I'm here to show it off to the fans.
Fantastic. How's work been going on this game, man?
We're getting pretty near the end of this game, I always have people being like, come on, where's it coming out? It always looks so complete. And now we're getting there. 2012 is definitely the year of the Antichamber.
Fantastic. So is it still as completely confusing and obfuscatory as it was the last time that I saw it?
This is actually much more confusing at times than what you saw. I've now made a space that's like 20 disconnected spaces that are simultaneously next to each other, above each other, and viewable from multiple perspectives.
Fuck you, man. All right, Cappy Games is here. Nathan, president, how you doing, sir?
Crazy show already, and it's like 2 hours in.
Now you guys have two games here. You showed off PC version of Swords and Sworcery. Yeah, so that's why I like to always jump right on that W. Sworcery. Super Time Force. This is the new game you guys are showing off. What's this about, man?
So Super Time Force is kind of like what happens when Gunstar Heroes and Braid make the love and have a baby. It's
just because we're CBS, we can still swear.
Okay. They bang. It's a run and gun platformer, but every time you die, you rewind back and you play alongside your past lives. So basically you're creating like a mini army of yourself that you play along with. So you can choose a different character. There's a whole bunch of different character classes. Run through the game. If you die, you might want to use that character as like a shield or you might want to just run ahead, because if you run ahead and kill the enemy that would have killed you, you erase the time and you can save that life. And so that's how you kind of keep going. It creates a checkpoint. Next thing you know, you're rewinding not all the way back to the start, but to the last time that you died. So it's really about like crazy, insane, time-bending murder.
This sounds like an easy game to break.
Yeah, we've built a lot of characters and a lot of classes and thought, man, this is going to be the best shit ever. And then we play it in the game and it just breaks entirely. Like we had a character class that has like crazy dash moves, but we realized that because of the rewinding mechanic, you could basically just dash through the entire game, which maybe is cool or maybe isn't.
So you guys are still figuring out early mechanic stuff.
Oh yeah, this is only a few months in. I mean, we're here at PAX to get the game out there, let people take a look, let them play it, but we're also recording everything everybody does and just see how they play. Because there's a lot of chance for us to make a lot more crazy shit. And I mean, even just playing it at GDC with people, coming up with ideas on the fly, put them in the game, see what happens. It's kind of, I mean, it started as a game jam game. Ken, Mike, and Greg, and Vic from Cappy made the game in 3 days at Toronto Game Jam, and then we just kind of kept working on it. And because of that mentality, just get stuff in and see what happens, the whole game might change 3 weeks from now. But it's a lot of fun to work on, and I think it's a lot of fun to play.
All right, we are now here going to look at Cairo. Richard Perrin, you're the creator of the game. How you doing, sir?
I am having an excellent day, although very tired.
Yeah, well, of course, it's day one. Of course, you are already exhausted. Tell us real quick about your game.
Okay, my game is Cairo. It's about exploring this weird, old, abstract world, like all these monolithic structures. It's kind of inspired by games of that mood, like Eco or Myst, where you're going around a weird, strange world. You're not sure what's going on, and just kind of trying to piece together things, get these old machines working, and I basically want a game that is interesting to explore, interesting to wander around, not just like trying to critical path your way to the end of the game. I want it to be something that I personally enjoyed wandering around the world, and I'm hoping that the players will too.
So kind of environmental storytelling, less is more kind of approach.
Yeah, absolutely, because I'm very big on storytelling in games. I know not everyone is, but that's my thing. And historically, I've done that with a lot of intact text and characters and dialogue. And I wanted to challenge myself with this game to see what I could do without any dialogue, without any text, with any other characters. Just the things you find in the world, and even the puzzles themselves, they're all machines that help explain what is actually going on.
Fantastic. How long have you been working on this game?
Well, it's been 2 years now. It was one of these games when I started, I said, this is quite, not very ambitious, it'll take 4 months. 2 years later, I'm still working on it. And for the last year, I've been telling everyone, it's only 2 months left,
So about 2 months from now?
Yeah, absolutely, 2 months, no problem. I can't see what would go wrong.
Fantastic. And you guys, you're just coming onto PC?
It's going to be PC and Mac initially, and it's going to be, in a few months' time, I'm going to put it out on iOS and Android, and, hopefully get onto Steam, fingers crossed.
All right, we've got Andy Schatz, creator of Monaco. Andy, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Best PAX yet.
Pink shirts. It's the big thing at the Indie Mega booth here. We just talked to Alexander about Antichamber, and he's rocking the suit. Did you coordinate? Did you call up each other? Or?
Oh man, I was wearing pink when Alexander Bruce was still a little teeny Australian.
What's going on with the game right now, man?
Well, we're getting close to the end. I mean, the game is freaking awesome right now. This is the best PAX we've ever had. We've got a couple of single-player machines. We've got a 2-player machine and a 4-player machine. We've had people sitting for like 3 hours on the single-player machine trying to 100% all the missions. So we've just been iterating on all the gameplay, on all the art and the sound and just everything, and it's all just humming right now. So we're just finishing up the last bits of content, ironing out the last bugs and getting in some of the social features, but we're getting real close to the end.
How does that have to feel? Because you've been on this for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been working on the game for about 2.5 years now, but I designed the game 8-9 years ago. I actually pitched it as a big AAA 3D game, and of course it was turned down. So this is a game I've been passionate about for nearly a decade. So seeing people just like loving it and being so excited for it to come out is just like, it really is just the experience of a lifetime.
Have you got a date or a window yet?
This year. I don't, when it's done, but it'll be this year.
All right, 12.
12.
Drinkbox is here. Graham, co-founder of Drinkbox Games. You're repping the booth real good. How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Loving PAX.
Yeah, PAX, ton of fun. You guys have a new game here, Guacamelee. I have to say, love the look of this game.
Thanks a lot.
What can you tell me just about the game?
So briefly, Guacamelee is a Metroidvania style game. The combat is it's a very brawling type of game. So there's a lot of punching and kicking, and so the main character is a Mexican wrestler, a luchador. So there's a strong emphasis on fighting and grappling and throwing and wrestling moves. And we also have a unique dimension swapping mechanic. So The world is split into two parts, the world of the living and the world of the dead. And the player gains this power to be able to swap between those two worlds. And there will be differences between the worlds and the platforms, and some enemies will be stronger in one world than in another. So while you're platforming or while you're fighting, you'll be swapping a lot between these two different dimensions.
So is it kind of a light dark thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like a light dark thing, but it's more like living in dead world. So like the storyline is that the ruler of the world of the dead is trying to merge the two worlds so that he can take over the world of the living as well. So you're kind of like fighting his minions who are kind of starting to come through into the world of the living, and you're doing that by going back and forth between the different dimensions.
I have to imagine it's still pretty early here, or how deep into development are we?
We're about halfway through. We started in September, and we're trying to finish by the end of this year for early 2013 release.
On platforms to be determined?
Yeah, that's right. We're targeting it. We're trying to get it on as many things as we can, but we're talking to publishers right now about trying to get XBLA, but nothing has been hammered out for sure. So
you will download it through the internet somehow.
That's correct. It'll be downloadable.
Hey, what's going on? I'm now here with Jake Kasdal and his stool, Skulls of the Shogun. Jake, how you doing, sir?
Good, man. Good to see you.
I meant like this stool, not like your shit.
Stool. Yeah, I get that part.
Okay. So you understood what I meant when I said stool, like there's multiple meanings.
I the stool, but it maybe impact my stool. So, I'll stay standing.
Good material here so far. Skulls of the Shogun, we've seen this game a number of times. We saw it a while ago.
The first ones to see it.
And it looked cool, and I remember thinking at the time, like, oh yeah, this game looks awesome, like 6 to 9 months, and they pop this out, and on to the next project, and it's like 2.5, 3 years later.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You're still working on it, but you guys are in the home stretch.
We are in the home stretch. In fact, we are going content lock on Tuesday, but seeing as how the content creation team is here till Monday night, we're pretty much done. Yeah, so that's it. We'll be launching this fall, actually, with Windows 8. It'll be a Windows 8 launch title, as well as shipping the same day on XBLA and Windows 7 phones.
So what's new and what's the most recent things that you guys have done in the game?
Recently, we've actually remapped the entire control scheme. We've done a lot of play testing, a lot of focus testing at our studio. Gotten a lot of feedback, watching people play, seeing where they're getting stuck. Just a lot of polish, a lot of tuning. We have a competitive Smash Brothers tournament level player on our staff now is testing. So he's been giving a lot of feedback on just like in terms of really balancing the maps out so they're competitive ready for tournament play, stuff like that, which is a good idea for us because I think this is going to be a good tournament level gameplay.
So you guys have, you said, a 10 to 15 hour single player campaign. You've got 30 or 40 multiplayer maps. This game just became huge at some point.
It just kept growing. Yeah, it kept growing and it kept getting bigger. And we got more funding and it wasn't done yet. So we just kept putting it together. And we're finally now over the crest. We're heading towards the home stretch, and we'll be done before they launch it this fall. But it's almost done. So thank God.
Now joining me is Mike Roush from Gaijin Games. Mike, how you doing?
I am really good today.
You guys are showing off Runner 2.
We are.
I had no idea that you guys were completely changing the look of this game.
Yeah, it was something that we wanted to do for Runner 2 because it's not officially a Bit Trip game, it's Bit Trip Presents. So that's why it looks different, and we wanted to stretch our wings a little bit and do something that's outside of that style.
So you guys are already starting to spin off with the branding, with the sub-brands. So this is not technically, this is just being presented by Bit Trip, but it's the second Runner.
It's the second Runner, and it's a spin-off in a sense, but also we're going to tie it into the original story of the games, which should be fun. So
aside from the look of the game, which I'm really loving the new look, the new art style that you guys are going with here, anything mechanically that's any different this time around?
Yeah, we have new features. We have a jump slide. We've got different, basically, boost paths, so you can boost to 3 different levels. We've got rails, we've got diverging paths, we've got unlockable doors, we've got keys to unlock costumes, we've got different playable characters. There's probably more stuff I'm forgetting. I've said it so many times today, but there's all kinds of new stuff, and the game so far is really good.
Any other Bit Trip games that would be presented in the future?
After this, we're going to move on to some other games. We've got a couple small games that we want to do just for fun. There's one we might call Wet Fart Cheeseburger, which might be fun. So there's some.
I'm sorry, hold on. Wet Fart Cheeseburger.
Wet Fart Cheeseburger, yeah. So.
Can't wait.
Excellent.
Runner 2, you guys got a date or a window for this?
Probably November, December, end of year for sure.
All right, I'm talking to Dave Carrig. You guys have Snapshot here. Dave, how you doing?
Pretty good.
So Snapshot, you guys were part of the PAX 10 at PAX Prime 2011, is that right?
Yeah, it was just this past 6 months ago. It's 2011, right?
The most recent one. So we saw the game then, and we talked to someone. What's the latest with the game? What have you guys been doing?
So we've been doing a lot of polishing, like tons and tons of polishing. We're just getting the game ready to be released. And we're getting really close. Hopefully it'll be released in the next like 2 or 3 months on Steam, and after that on PSN. And we've basically just been lots and lots of shining and making everything like play super smoothly and everything.
So what does polish mean really?
On my end, because I'm mainly involved with software stuff, it's all just making it run really smooth on every single system. We don't want to encounter a lot of bugs post-launch and be having to do a lot of technical support. And we also don't want a lot of people to buy it and then have it run, really slowly on their machine so much that they wouldn't want to play it. So basically just trying to optimize the game as much as possible.
So you guys have the crazy concept for the gameplay of like taking pictures of the environment and then like pasting it to kind of solve environmental puzzles and stuff. Have there been any like real fundamental changes to that? Did you guys like blow your own minds by switching something in the past 6 months?
Nothing too huge. I think we've been trying to avoid any really big changes like that because it'd probably add like another year to development. And there's a lot of people who have been coming up to us and saying, hey, I saw this at PAX Prime. Hey, I saw this last year at the Boston Indie Showcase. Hey, I saw this back in 2009 in the Indie Game Summit. Please tell me when this is going to be out. So we're trying to get it done.
Home stretch.
Exactly, yeah. This is the final 90% that we're doing right now.
So we're looking at Steam and then at some point PSN down the road?
Yep. PSN probably around late summer, sometime around fall, and Steam in probably 2 to 3 months.
All right, now I'm here with Elliot. Elliot, what is the game that you are repping?
This is Drunken Robot Pornography by Desjardins Games.
Fantastic. What is Drunken Robot Pornography?
It's a first-person shooter. It's our newest prototype game. You have a jetpack and a Gatling gun and 12 giant, angry, drunken robots that are trying to kill you.
Okay, so it's you versus the robots. Are you a robot yourself?
You are not.
No, I'm asking you, are you a robot?
Well, I can't say that.
It's between you and me. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Not answering.
First-person shooter, what's kind of the core of the experience?
So we had a game with a jetpack many years ago, and we wanted to build off of that and take the title Drunken Robot Pornography, which we had from a song several years ago, and just turn it into a game. So right now it's just a prototype, with 3 months in the making, and we're just seeing where it takes us. We've been doing rapid prototyping and ended up with this.
So are you guys taking any sort of feedback from people playing here at PAX?
Oh yeah, that's why we brought it here.
Anything, because we're here day one, anything that has jumped up already?
People sometimes think it's a little too hard. People seem to really like the idea of building their own Titans, which we've actually built our own editor in the game, so people can build their own robots and fight against them.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like the best. Of course I want to build my own robot and then kill it. So what is drunk about these robots?
Well, they're just drunken robots. The way you get them out is you steal all their martinis.
That was going to be my next question, is what does a drunk robot drink? And I guess the answer is martinis.
Yep. Martinis.
So you guys still super early with this game. You're still in prototype. Do you have any sort of idea of how long you're going to go for this with?
We're hoping end of the year as a launch.
And PC, you got platform idea?
PC, definitely. Probably Mac. We'll see where else we go after that.
Elliot, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.